Okay, greetings, I am the opponent, and welcome to part 2 of the Coin-Op Classic 100% RNG block, as I like to call it. So you saw K-Nanophone show Clock Sweat 4. Sad to say that's the most competency you'll see in Drop Puzzle game this morning. This is Soldam, a game released in 1992 by Jalago. You might also recognize it as a launch window title for the Switch, which is a kind of remake of that game. I'll let the attract mode here kind of explain how the game works. It's a combination of, Tetris and Othello, Reversey, games like that. And don't mind the ringing, that's an emulation bug that's been in since this game got dumped and hasn't been addressed to this day. Oh, maybe I want to see that tournament. Speaking of tournaments, I got a story about that for my second game. Not sure why every single puzzle game tutorial's gotta show you what happens when you get to the top. I think that's self-explanatory, and this extract mode will show you the kind of tech that's expected from you. I'll just let it show off a pretty good clear that I'll try to do multiple times. You can see here there's 4 colors to clear. In the mode I'll be playing there'll only be 2. What's all this about Aretha Franklin? Never mind, I shouldn't be thinking about that. Game Boy Soldam. I've heard of I think, homebrew version possibly on No Wonder Swan. That's something to think about. This is the tech to get a ton of line clears all at once. There's a replay on MARP that shows a full clear of the entire board. Ooh, maybe that's satisfying. I'm not getting that tonight though, because it's not really going to benefit me. Let's start. The technical game. This one has an ending. The Japan version calls this Rodland mode. I didn't show it, but the versus mode actually has Rit and Tam competing against each other. Let's see if we can reach the ending text or get to some degree for it. He's starting me with a blue board. Oh well, I wanted a red board. It doesn't really matter, I just like red more because it's easier for me to see. I actually had to do some research of tech on this game, and this is apparently the way you survive high levels, is to build a staggered wall like this off to the side. And then build up the color that you're not using from the corner outward. I'm gonna play it safe for these first few levels so I don't embarrass myself early on. It's gonna be something if I gotta restart this early. It's not even out yet, I can't afford to style. If you get the letters EXTRA, just like in Psychic 5, good stuff will happen, but that wasn't developed by Jalago, as we all saw. Just gotta do it like this. The bottom row is the clear Soldam. It will give you an opportunity to make a color change that spans the board one time. Gotta be careful what you do with it, instead of playing it safe and not trying to do some tech for some reason. That's not gonna backfire. In fact, I'm not gonna take any chances. I'm just gonna cash it now. Yeah. The key to scoring is to do that over and over, basically. Both lines with Sekiro must be the same to clear. You need to be really careful how you manage the Sekiros. Basically, make sure the pieces that surround the sides and the top are the same color, and do not let it change. Because if you're not able to change any colors past them, everything under it is locked. That can end your game if you're not careful. It is satisfying. That's why this is my favorite drop puzzle game that's not Tetris. Maybe not the best Jalago game, but I put enough time in this to say I'm somewhat competent in it. Come on, let myself get distracted now. I'm trying to be too brave. Level advances, I think every 3 line clears or so. When that happens, the drop speed decreases a little, but the speed curve ends up resembling Sega's Tetris from 1987 or so. Setting at level 6 for the first boss. The 4 bosses have a gimmick. This one's pretty simple. It will throw bombs attempting to destroy your pieces. And clearly you don't really want to do that at all the time, but sometimes you'll want to, like right now. I don't want that piece, I'll just let him have that one. You have to watch the animation in the corner to see when they're getting ready to do stuff. You actually have to physically move your piece around to dodge it, if you want to dodge it. It's unique in that regard. Let's see here. Another clear Soldam. I changed that prematurely, but this early on it's fine. Let me see if I have any attempt at all. See, just a little. That happens when you advance the level counter. It's the only way to stop the boss's attacks. Started the wall. Be especially careful of the colors on the edges and the top corners. Those will mess you up if you're not paying attention big time. That's how most of my runs end. Oops. Oh well. And if you stay too long on a certain level, the speed will just increase without any regard for your safety. And I got extra. Extra will clean out the board and give you a bonus based on how high the stack is after it resolves. I'm actually not sure what governs the spawning of extra letters. It can take a real long time sometimes if you want to get it again. Starting over with another blue board, you can just have the same setup as before. Eliminate that red piece because I don't want it. You have to start really tapping in really hard once you stay in a level for too long. He's going away next level though, it'll be fine. That's when the real game starts though. These diagonal crosshatch pieces I really don't like. They're tricky to handle. We can establish another clear Soldam here. No, it's not over yet. I can do this. I can reach that red bit there. The reason you want a staggered wall is to protect you from diagonal clears that sweep the board. Those will kill you. Okay, get lost. Like that. If my board were higher up... Ooh, baby. That would be bad. And the music's changing to something really calming and relaxing as the game will begin to happily throw multiple Sekiros in a row. You'll see as we go on. I think they spawn based on specific line clear numbers. I'm not entirely sure. You just gotta be careful, be ready whenever it decides to happen though. You can do that, right? There's that one little red one's kind of a nuisance, we'll deal with it another time. There's another superhero coming up. I think that's bad, just wait until start getting multiples in a row, and that's a diagonal sweep. That's pretty bad, but not that bad. I'm not paying attention now, I'm trying to look at the chat. For some reason. And you only get the bigger line clear bonuses for consecutive lines. If there's any breaks in them, it resets. And when you get a bunch of numbers in a row, they're all cumulative. That's how you get the big scores. I've yet to break the top score, but I did come close when I was practicing the other day. Let's see if I can make a decent showing today. Oh, these little Sekiros, they will kill your game too. Just as easily, and you can see I'm gonna I'm in quite a situation right now, but I'll do something about it soon. Tetris attack. My brother used to be real good at that. He's not that good at games in general anymore. Next boss won't come for a while, so enjoy this music while you can. Yeah. Another Sekiro. I don't think at least I put a self-destructor there. Oops. Another one? I'm not entirely sure what the rule is for that. Be real cautious around that little Sekiro. It's okay to drop it on the side like that if you're sure you'll be able to get around it. Okay, our board's stable again. Kinda do that. That little thing is still there from earlier. The more you play this game, I find, it becomes pretty obvious that Jalica put a lot of thought into this game's systems. Most importantly is that there's enough delay when a piece begins to drop that as long as you... Oh, no, that's bad. I'll fix that soon. There's enough delay there where... Okay, now we're on a red board. We just changed colors, that's kind of not good. I'd sweep again, like one of my amateur plays from when I didn't know this game. We're back on blue. Well, everything below that Sekiro is gonna be just gonna stick around for a while. We can't convince them to make a clean exit. I'm gonna game over already. Hope not. I don't know when I can expect more extra pieces. A bunch of single clears, like some kind of, you know what. This is not good. Might want to get that nose sample already. Be really patient, really cautious. Not paying attention, your game will end before you know it. Okay. More Sekiro's, more power. Cautious of the edge pieces. Let's run this as early as possible. That's not good. Okay, this game's over. I'll continue. Dang. Yeah, this game's over. It only ends when a piece cannot spawn. Oh well, so much for that. 7:50 AM. Oh well, continue. It's fine.
No!
I was doing so well in my practice, too. Whatever. Don't let that bother me. See if I can get to at least level 50 today. Restarts you at the same level as your spot. But if you continue on a boss, you restart the boss fight. Be a little bit brave with this Sekiro burial here. Oh baby. See what I mean by 100% RNG. It's even more RNG than normal. I'm just trying to be brave and I'm paying the price. Not a good place for that. I did not start my clock at all, did I? Oh well. I have to do this early. Messed it up. I would prefer the red board. It's easier for me to see, but it doesn't really matter. My time on this shouldn't be a shorter run here. And that back and forth diagonal, like you know what you're doing. Here's the second boss. This only lasts for 3 levels instead of the last one that ran for 5. I hope you remember what that last piece was. Like before, one way you can stop him from obscuring your next piece is by advancing the level counter. The thing that you should do is drop it off to the side and use the lock delay to give you time to react to it. You have to act entirely on reaction here. That's why one of the reasons it's important to build your stack really carefully like that. If you're familiar with Tetris the Grandmaster, it's kind of like that in that using some old school tech where I drop it off to the side and act on reactions, because unlike Tetris the Grandmaster, I don't get sound cues to know what's coming up. Get lost. Okay, here's the best music in the game, my opinion. Little reward for beating that stage. Colors on top of it. Let's do it here. 4 lines cleared. And I got an extra. Second never even continued. Speaking of which, is anyone... Okay, I'm starting me with a Sekiro. Might even give me 2. Okay, no. Let's start with a red board. I want a red board. Extreme caution with that little Sekiro. All that so you can do a big color change all at once. Oh, I nearly messed up big time with that little Sekiro. This isn't good. Okay, it's fine. Another Sekiro for my troubles. I don't know why I'm bothering to... I can't even reach those. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Do this. Ooh, maybe that's not good. Do that. Go to 1 line. And then just go on with my business again. Missing the silver gun. Really bad positioning that little Sekiro there. Another pixie to come save me this time. Publish this. Notice the top row is blue. I need to make sure that's not true by the time I clear this out. Oops. What am I doing? I don't know. I think that's something I always do. Okay, I'm gonna take a bow, I'll just drop this here. I think of a better place to put that. I'm gonna do something extremely dangerous next. Over the line clear. It'd be fantastic if I get to keep that. boss is coming up at level 39, and oh man, I'm not ready for that. And I just made a big error there, allowing the side piece of that change color. See if I can fix it. Maybe I can get next. Hold out long enough. Get the victory I don't deserve. Continue number 2. I still have time for this, right? Okay, I have one more attempt. And we start from right before the boss. Because, oh man, the next boss I think is... I'm not sure if it's the hardest one. Let's get the red board I wanted so much. Notice that the pieces take much less time to change over as they did before. Gives you less time to think between color changes. Oh man. A lot of that RNG. That's not what I wanted, but we'll deal with it. As long as you hold to the left or right before it respawns, you will be able to reach the edges, no matter how high the stack is. This next boss will jump in the air. When he lands, your piece will drop to the floor immediately and give you no time to react, so you need to plan in advance for that. And there's nothing you can do to stop him, even if you clear a level. He was in the middle of animation, it's gonna finish. Sometimes he'll hop once, sometimes twice. Not sure what determines it. That extra would have been fantastic to have 2 levels ago. It's really not that frightening having 4 colors because you're still only focusing on 1. In fact, it's as long as you focus on 4 colors and keep them in the right places, it's basically the same as having 2. You play for a real long time once you know how. The Switch version changes the physics in a really odd and hard to explain way. Basically, if it lands on the stack and it moves over to the left where there's nothing under it, it'll wait a moment before it actually starts dropping. It's really strange if they're used to traditional drop puzzle game physics. This will be my last attempt. Okay, one more level and we'll take a hike. Now it's a mad rush to the finish. Next boss is the last starting at level 51. And the music is starting a lot faster than it normally would because I took my time with that. This is where the game will happily throw as many as 5 Sekiros in a row if you're audacious enough to do big line clears at this point. You all saw, and I need to fix that now. So Sekiros might be a problem if I don't handle this next part with extreme caution. Okay, should be fine now. That's not fine. I can get in. What am I gonna do with that? This is not how you're supposed to be handling Sekiros. Oh, maybe. That's bad. This is actually happening, right? diagonal line change. Hope you notice how fast the music's going. Okay, this game's over too, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'll give it one more attempt, why not? That's allowed, right? Then I'll move on to my next game after this. I want to at least show you the final boss. Actually, yeah, I'll give it one more try. Then I'll show you something funny at the high score screen. I've got to get a high score. Score is not recorded if you continue. It is reset though. I'm at level 50. Next floor starts the boss. You'll see. 3 guesses as to what you think the boss will do. I do this. That changes over. It's a little tidbit. Not that important to know, but I may as well show it off. Okay, got my clear established. For my next game, I'm only going to give it one attempt, because there's no point in continuing that game. The difficulty will never decrease, no matter what you do. That I promise. We'll just do one more of those. 16,000s. And the final boss, which will last till the end of the game. If anyone played Rodland, let me know what his role was in that game. I assume he's the final boss in that one, since this is Rodland mode. Once again, you gotta dodge everything that comes your way, and that was a very stupid move I just did. Yeah, that happens. Very frequently transform your pieces into Sekiros. And unlike the other bosses, there's nothing that will benefit you from doing that. There's no point in doing that at all. Okay, that was close. But you cannot do much to manipulate it. I've never seen the English ending text, because the only replays I found for this were the Japanese version. Oops. Thought there'd be unique boss music for this, but no. You can dodge the lightning, but it'll stay there for an annoyingly long time if you don't dodge it a particular way. I make it. Can't do the math. Double changes every 3 line clears. Got an extra. Maybe I can finish this. What happened to the Minotaur? Why is he not in Puyo Puyo anymore? I made him kind of a doofus in Puyo Puyo-san. I thought that was funny. Okay. Did you notice Sekiro's never spawned during the other bosses? Also today, I've never actually beaten this game and saw the ending text. Let's see it together if I manage to do that. Oops. Reaching the top of Mabut's tower. Up to the top. Let's find out. Let's just get that out of the way. Ikabura's a random 2. See how long that is? He really wants to mess with me. What do I do to you? Ugh. We'll deal with that. So close to the end. What am I missing? Oh no, that A! I didn't see that. I was wondering why I didn't. Oh, baby. Okay. 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 That didn't work. That's the closest I've ever gotten to the end. And I'm out of time. I'll show you something a little bit funny. Just a little, if I even got on the score table at all. A little something. Now you try to type in sex, but if you try, it'll just block you out from doing that entirely. I thought that was amusing. So what I'm gonna do... No. AAA is a little too high class, but it wasn't that an exciting game. Well, so much for that. I'm gonna change over to my second game now. I was using a dedicated 4-way stick for this, by the way. I'm gonna change over to my 8-way stick for Twinkle Star Sprites, and I got a story to tell for that. One moment, please. That was